Hey guys, this is Mr. Gianelli. I just wanted to show you guys what I came up with and just a few things you can do to make sure you did everything correctly so you're good for the animation step. So first off, I found that locking the layers was really useful when I wanted to just move around a few things. So let's say that, for example, I just want to move his legs around. Maybe they're too far to the right or too far to the left, or I want to shrink them or whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lock all the layers by clicking on that lock right there. And then I'm going to just unselect his right leg, right shoe, left shoe, and hips. And now when I do my selection, it's only going to select those things. And I'm going to explode these so you can see what how I broke those apart. So you got your hips, you got your left leg, you got your right leg, and you got your shoes. And those all do need to be separate objects, separate layers, in order for you to animate this properly. There's some tricky stuff as far as how to lay them on top of each other in erase lines. And I'm going to show you an example of how to do that by doing the arm, because the arm was probably the hardest part for me to learn. Before I do that, I want to show you a couple other things that I figured out. So I'm going to unlock all the layers. And let me show you about the neck. So the neck's on the bottom, because I want it to be behind his head and behind his body. So basically for the neck, all I did was take a rectangle, and then I rotated it, and I couldn't figure out how to rotate it, so I had to find out what this tool was. This is the free transform tool, and that's going to be the easiest way for you to easily resize things and rotate things. You'll notice though that the stroke is separate from the fill in this program, so again, before I do that, I do need to select it all, and now I can free rotate it. So I just give it a little rotation, and it's a little big, so let me just go back to that, and holding down shift to keep that proportional. I don't know, give him a nice little skinny neck. And let me move that back over there. There we go. And because it's underneath everything else, you're not going to see the strokes on the top and bottom, so I'll just go ahead and keep that one. Alright, it's a little bit off, so if I double click on it, it'll select that entire layer. Just so you know, that's another trick. Just double click on a layer and it'll select it all. And let me show you how I did the arm. So I'm going to just take the arm and delete it for now. And what is that? Oh, that's part of the arm. Let me lock everything except for the arm layer. Just delete that. So that's what my torso looks like. Just that's another good thing to remember. And then let me show you how I did the arm, because this is going to tell you a lot of steps you're going to need to know for other parts of it. So for the arm, I am going to go ahead and use the pen tool, which I find fairly easy to use. And I'll start about here. Click. And then I'm going to go pretty low down to about there to make his elbow, and then go about here, go across. And you do want to complete your shapes. You have to go all the way back to the beginning. You don't want to leave it hanging open like this. So you have to go back to the beginning, and then you can erase that line later. And the reason why is because that's how you're going to be able to fill it easier. I'm actually going to fill it, right now it looks like he doesn't have sleeves, so I want to give him some sleeves. So I'm going to use the red from the shirt. Just by clicking on this fill, I can just select the red from the shirt. And then I'm going to detach the sleeve about here. Just use the line tool. And now I'm going to go back to my paint bucket, and I'm going to select this color, skin, and do that. There we go. Now I just want to erase some of my lines in here, so I'll just use my eraser tool. Make sure that it's selected to erase only lines, and then I'll just do this. Leave a little bit there to kind of give them an armpit look. Oops. It can be kind of tricky to delete some of the edges there. I'll go ahead and do the same thing with the hand. Man, that's kind of a wide erase. I wonder if I can fix that. Probably not, to be honest with you. This program's a little bit tricky, but I'll go ahead and leave it. Alright, so let's do the hand. Making a new layer. I'll go to the hand layer, which I think I deleted. And I will, I want this hand layer to be, it doesn't matter, above or below the arm layer. It's fine either way. Alright, so now you want to start the hand layer a little higher up, because you're going to want to erase some lines. So I'm going to start it here. I'm going to go to here, and then I'm just going to draw little curvies like that. Erase. Let's do another one. Erase, click. That's going to be a really ugly hand, but whatever. Don't cartoon characters usually only have 3 fingers and then a thumb? I don't know. Whatever. All right. So now I'm going to just go back up to here and do something like this. Erase that handle, come back. Now I'm going to fill it in. That's pretty awful. Yeah. Terrible hand. But the important thing here is that now that I've created that, I want to erase this line so it looks like they're seamless. And there you go. It looks pretty funky from close up. Maybe we'll get a little bit of... it's not too bad far away. It's still pretty funky, but I'll go back to my original one. I like that one a little bit better. Still not great. But there we go. So again, hips are separate from legs, which are separate from shoes. Body is separate from arms, which are separate from hands. And the neck is a separate object. That's the same as the body, that one right there. I just filled it in. And then you got your head with all the different parts, the ear. Oops, I drew that on top of that. And the hair and all that stuff. So again, just please make sure that you're doing separate layers. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you finish and you're waiting for everybody else, I want to make sure everybody's done before we move on to animation. You can just go ahead and create a new layer at the bottom called background, and then just draw in a little background. You can give, you know, make a little house or buildings or whatever you want to do. So, all right, good luck.